Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Hi, I'm Shravanti and welcome to my channel, Aquarian Diaries. We have had a lot of new subscribers on this channel and to them I want to extend a warm welcome and thank you for joining me on this journey. Today, we're going to talk about my art goals for 2022 and to keep you company, I'm going to be painting this picture of the Stonehenge at sunset. I got this picture from Pexels and I'll try recreating this in a loose watercolor style using my trusty Schmincke watercolor palette. By the way, have you checked out my previous video where I unbox and review the Schmincke 24 half pan set? If not, I'll have video linked up above. So give that a watch after watching this video. Alright, so let's get started with the first goal. Now, if you've been following me on Instagram, you would have seen my most favorite pieces are the ones which I've painted more realistic. But for this year, one of the first goals that I had was to paint more loose. After all these years of painting, it has become more of a habit to look at the nitty-gritty details of my reference picture and try to recreate that. But for this year, I want to attempt at looking at the atmosphere of the reference picture and try to recreate that using watercolors or gouache. Now, goal number 2, trying out more mediums. Now, if you've been here for a long time or if you've been following me on Instagram, you would have known I primarily paint in watercolors and gouache. But moving on, for this year, I want to try out more mediums. I have bought a whole lot of oil paints and watercolor pencils, and I really want to give them a try this year. So be on the watch out where I share my journey with these new mediums. It's going to be a learning curve, but I'm ready for the challenge because why not, right? Now, goal number 3 is to explore more subjects. Landscapes have always been my comfort corner. If there are days that I have art blocks, I just pick up some reference pictures and paint. You guessed it right, landscapes. But for this year, I want to try out portraits and flora and fauna. This would also give me an opportunity to learn about compositions, to learn about structures, and I'm not saying I'm going to steer clear of landscapes, but I'm going to give that subject a rest while I try to learn about these new subjects that I want to explore in the year of 2022. Now, that takes me to point number or goal number 4, learn through various platforms. Now, the creative community has been on platforms like Skillshare, Domestika, Patreon, and for this year, I want to take leverage of these platforms to hone up on my skills. And apart from painting, I would also like to learn about video editing and how to compose a video. Basically, learn about filmography. So, for this year, one of my goals is to make the most out of these learning platforms. Moving on to goal number 5, understanding the properties and characteristics of pigments. Now, for the past few videos on my channel, you would have seen me doing a lot of unboxing and first reviews of artist grade watercolor tubes. And that's not even the entirety of my art haul. Keep watching for this space. I'm going to do an art haul and it's going to be a massive one. So, with the art haul comes the responsibility that I know what I have purchased, what are the pigments that go into my painting, what are their characteristics, because understanding that will give me a better knowledge of color mixing to understand which colors would give me the best effect on my watercolor art piece. So one of the major goals of this year is to understand what pigments contribute to what characteristics. Goal number 6, take up at least one challenge this year. Last year, I had thought of taking up the Inktober challenge, but there were some reasons why I could not finish it. So this year, I want to take up at least one challenge. I know there are a few that keep running in the artist community, like the 100 Heads challenge or, of course, the Inktober challenge. So maybe I'll just choose one and hope to complete it this year. So wish me luck. And finally, the last goal for me. I am a sucker for sketchbooks. If you were to see my studio, you would have found so many sketchbooks that have just been broken into. Maybe I've painted about 5, 10 pages, and that's it. It's been collecting dust. So this year, I want to make it maybe like a self imposed project that I complete two of my sketchbooks at least. Do you think I should do a series here where I take you along as I complete few pages of the sketchbook? It would be like a reminder for myself to keep going back to my sketchbook and finishing it up. So let me know in the comments if you would like something like that. Maybe we could go together hand in hand and complete sketchbooks. If you're like me and you have a few sketchbooks in your cabinet that are collecting dust and are begging you to be completed. Anyway, so this was the list of goals I have put myself for this year. To be honest, I have started working on at least three of these goals already. I know it's March and we're already 3 months into the new year, and I wanted to share it with you because it would also be a reminder for me as we approach maybe, let's say, October, November, and I look back and see how much I've accomplished. So, yeah, I leave you till the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed this little time lapse of the watercolor painting. I tried to do it in loose watercolor style. I loved the rough texture of the paper. It was really helpful to get those stone textures on those prehistoric rocks. By the way, all the art supplies would be mentioned in the description box, so feel free to check that out. And as usual, you don't have to choose the same colors, but if you're in the same color family, I think you would come up with a similar painting. I have the link to the reference picture also in the description box, so feel free to check that out as well. By the way, let me know in the comments below, what are your art goals for this year? Are you trying out a new medium or a new style? It would be great to hear from you, and let's have a conversation in the comments below. By the way, off camera, I had also painted the same Stonehenge but on a gloomy day. I didn't want to include that in this video at the risk of making it really long. So forgive me for that. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please feel free to like and subscribe to my channel for more such videos. And feel free to share this video with your artist friends. I cannot wait to connect with more of you guys. Thank you so much, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye for now.